So if you are a service business owner or operator, this video is for you because I know right now you're going through changes. You're having to consider changes in the world of AI, things in the world happening, politics, customer behaviors changing, people's preferences, buying powers changing. And it can get overwhelming when you're already having to run the business to fully understand what you should be doing to update or change the business. So I want to share a framework that I use in hopes that it can help you. And that is STELM. I call it STELM. Yes, that's an acronym. So STELM, STELM. And the S stands for speed to revenue. The T is time required from me personally. E, effort required from me directly. L, the leverage ratio. And then M, market adaptability, or like I say, market, or like I like to say, market status, to let you know how the market actually feels in that moment. So I'll just go down each of them real quick. And I think that if you can apply STEM to almost anything that you're using or anything that you're considering, it will help give you an accurate perspective on where you are with the idea and how the idea actually fits in the world today. Okay. So S, speed to revenue. The way that I define that is how fast does it take to actually have the money in the business account after I do my job, right? So I personally have a service business as an apartment locator. And I know from the time that I do my job, my client is satisfied, they're happy, they've signed the paperwork, they signed the lease, they have 30 to 60 days before they move in. And then I know I have to wait 30 days after they move in before the property will even look at the invoice. And in some properties, it takes them 60 to 90 days before they'll even process it on their end. So when I think about speed to revenue in that sense, it takes me anywhere from 90 to 150 days to have the money in my account from that successful transaction or that experience or helping that client, right? So when I'm evaluating doing something or an opportunity has been presented to me, the first thing I want to look at is speed to revenue. From the time the job is done, how long does it take for that revenue to hit the account? Obviously, the smaller amount of time, the better, because that means you get that money or you get that revenue faster. And in some cases, that can even be -1. So if you're thinking about operating like an agency or anything like that, you may take 50% up front before you even start the work. So if you do it 50% before you even start to work, that's what I call a timeline of -1 because no days have gone by, right? T, time required from me. If I'm going to create a video like this is requiring time from me directly. I can't leverage this out. Yes, there's AI out there, and yes, you can probably do that, but I still have to put the time in training and prompting that AI to create this video or to make sure it's saying the right things. So in that time frame, it's really not leverage because it still requires me. Time required from me directly. E, effort. How much effort do I have to put into it? If I'm going to type a prompt, that's effort I have to put into. Going back to the apartment locating experience, I can't have AI show up at the apartment property. I have to show up and escort my client so that the effort required from me can take me hours. It can take me a full day. It can take me a couple days. It could take me a couple weeks in order to help my client because the effort requires me specifically. So that's what I mean by effort. What do you have to do in addition to the time required from you to complete that task? Next, we have L. That's the leverage ratio, right? So how much of this opportunity, how much of this situation, how much of this experience can I actually leverage? Is it zero leverage, right? If I have to go and escort a client, there's no leverage there. That requires me doing it. I have to do it. If I'm running an agency, well, now maybe I may not have to actually code the entire thing, code the entire solution. Maybe I can vibe code some of it, right? Maybe I can take a template. Maybe I can hire a developer who can do it much better than I can, right? What's the leverage ratio? Is it, and I typically like to rank those between high, medium, or low leverage. If I can use a developer or have a developer do it, say we're talking about the agency, then that's high leverage. Or maybe that's more medium if I really have to manage that individual because maybe they're a junior developer. Or maybe it's low leverage in the case of like the apartment locating business. It's low leverage because it requires me to be there. There isn't a whole lot of leverage there, right? So that's how I like to gauge that. And then you have the M, which is market status or market accessibility. How does the market feel about that right now? Like if you were to open a travel agency, the market would adapt that or adopt that or adapt to that very quickly right now. But if you were trying to do a travel agency during COVID, the market was not really nobody was traveling, right? So that may not have been the opportunity for you then. And that's why I like the market adaptability or the market accessibility piece. Again, I just call it market status because the market accessibility and adaptability piece will let you know if that idea makes sense for the time that you're considering it. Again, travel during COVID, completely different time than traveling right now. And so anyway, STEM, when you have those elements that you can consider, then that helps you from having to make all these decisions from scratch. And you have a little bit of an outline to help guide your decisions forward so that you're not spending or wasting a lot of times deciding, and still not having an answer. So I hope that was helpful. That was STEM, again, STELM, and to kind of help you in your business decisions. I wouldn't necessarily use this in your love life unless you have a very unique relationship there. And if there's anything that I might have left out, if you have questions about this, by all means, leave me a comment or a question in the comments. I'll be sure to address it in a future video. And until next time, here's to your momentum.